Good morning to all. Myself Professor Archana from IIT ISM Dhanbad. We are in course of Introduction to Python and Petroleum Data Analytics. I have started supervised machine learning techniques. Under that, we are discussing decision tree. In the today's discussion, I will be focusing on the decision tree classifier and decision tree regressor using scikit-learn. Lastly, under the decision tree, we do talk about entropy, information gain, Gini index or Gini impurity, and then we do talk concept of a overfitting and underfitting, and then bias and variance. So let's start. So the first one, decision tree classifier. So what is the purpose of this one? It does predict a categorical or discrete target variable, assigning data points to a specific class or categories. So what could be the example? Predicting whether an email is spam, yes or no, classifying a customer as likely to churn, yes or no, or identifying the species of a flower, anything it we uh, categorize as a classifier. Okay, so what is the splitting criteria? Okay, so we have talked about the one this in the last class, and based on this value we do select the root node, and then we do have the decision node, and then finally we do have the leaf node. Okay, so talking about the splitting criteria, uses matrices like Gini impurity or entropy or information gain to determine the best split. Okay, it is aiming to maximize the homogeneity of the classes within each resulting node. And what is the goal? Is to create a leaf node that contains data points predominantly belonging to a single class. Okay, so prediction, uh, the prediction for a new data point is the majority class within the leaf node it falls into. Okay, so this is the about your decision tree classifier. And when we do talk about decision tree regressor, so what is the purpose here? Your target is a continuous or numerical value. Okay, so when we started the concept of a decision tree, so this decision tree is applicable for your classification problem as well as it is applicable for your regression problem. So when we do mention it is applicable for the classification problem, it is having the categorical value. When we do mention it is applicable for the regression problem, in the target it will have the continuous or numerical value. Okay, so what is the example? Okay, so today we will be taking example for both decision tree classifier as well as decision tree regressor, and we will see how this decision tree works. Okay, so with respect to splitting criteria, again it uses matrices like your mean squared error. So what is this error? Error is the square difference between the value of actual and predicted. Okay, and summation we do take I is equal to 1 to n. Okay, so this is the square. So this is your mean squared error, or we do take the mean absolute error. So what is MAE, mean absolute error? That is your YI, okay, minus YI hat. Okay, so here also you require to correct. Here MSE, mean squared error, it is a sigma of I is equal to 1 to n yi minus yi hat. So yi hat is nothing but your predicted value, and yi is nothing but your actual value. Similarly, for mean absolute error, you do have a yi minus yi hat. Okay, so these two value we do consider. This way we can calculate the error, but this mean square error we do call the loss, or we do call the loss function. Okay, so in detail we do talk about all this. Okay, so this splitting criteria, here it uses the matrix like your MSE or MAE to determine the best split, aiming to minimize the variance of the target variable within each resulting node, and the goal is to create a leaf node where the target values are as close to each other as possible. Okay, so talking about the prediction for a new data point is typically the average or median of the target values within a leaf node it falls into. Okay, so there's some understanding we have created here about with respect to decision tree classifier or decision tree regressor. So just revise or this point. Okay, so MSE is what? It is a measure of how far apart the predicted values are from the actual value. So it is calculated taking the average of the square difference between the predicted and actual one. Entropy, it is a measure of a your disorderedness, okay, or uncertainty in a data. So it is calculated by taking the sum of a probability of each class multiplied by the negative algorithm of the probability of that class. So how we are calculating pi log of pi, okay. So that way we were calculating. So that's the one way we were calculating the entropy. And we have in the last class we have seen some example also how to calculate the entropy, and then we have seen how to calculate the information gain, and then lastly we do talk about the Gini index. It is another measure of uncertainty in the data set, and it is calculated by taking the sum of the square of the probabilities of the each class, okay. So that is about your matrices. Now talking about the advantage and disadvantage of the decision tree. So just see that what are the advantages. Decision tree are easy to understand and interpret. Decision tree can handle both your numerical as well as categorical data. Decision tree are relatively robust to outlier. Decision tree can be trained quickly and efficiently. Okay. Then talking about the disadvantages, the one disadvantage is a overfitting condition. So we do talk. So decision tree can be prone to your overfitting, especially if they are too deep. So there is a two type of tree we have talked. One is the shallow tree and another one is the deep tree. Okay. So shallow tree is having the problem of underfitting. Okay. So it is not able to understand the data. If data set is small, okay, it may have the problem of the underfitting, and when it reads the data very well, okay, so it is a case of the deep tree, okay. So decision tree can be computationally expensive to train for the large data set, and decision tree can be biased towards the majority class in a classification problem, okay, when you do have the imbalanced data. So this is about your advantage, disadvantage, and about some understanding of the classifier, decision tree classifier and decision tree regressor. Okay, now we will go move to the code window and we see the coding today. So let's start with the first one. Okay. I have written the code here. Okay, so we will walk through the code and we will understand this one. Okay, so see, starting with this one. Okay, today we are going to use one plot tree from the TensorFlow. Okay, so what you have to do when you are working with this code, okay, first you require to install the TensorFlow. Okay, so how you will be doing it? Okay, just see, you require to write pip install TensorFlow. From the TensorFlow, I am going to use the plot tree, so I do need the pip install TensorFlow. So you require to run, it will give you the some message. Okay, so that's the one thing. Okay, so let's move to the code. Okay. So initially what I have done it, I am working currently for the decision tree regression problem. Okay, so we should have a data, okay, and that should have a target column as a continuous or numerical value. Okay, so let's see this one. So first, okay, first we are having this your all the library are imported. Import NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, and the thing. Okay. Now the next line of a code, it is about your getting the data, okay, from the CSV file, and we are reading it the file and putting it in the data frame. So DF. So once you see this DF, okay, what you see here, okay, just run this one, run the second line of the code, okay. Okay. Now once you see the DF, okay, let's see this. How many record you do have it? 987 record and 7 column. Okay. So these column, this particular data I am going to use for the decision tree formulation. Okay. And this is the regression problem. So here my target is the last column, that is a TOC fraction. So this the value you can see, these are the numerical value, okay, or continuous value. Okay. So you do have the total 7 column. Okay. So once we put the df.describe, so this df.describe, what it gives you, it will give the statistical idea. Okay. So it will give you the count. Okay. So we can see it. All the column is having the values. So count is 987. Okay, so total we do have the 7 column, and then count is giving you the total number of observation. Okay, then mean for each column we get the standard deviation, we do get the minimum value, then we get the first quartile, that is a 25%, then we get the second quartile, that is a 50%, and then we do have the 75% quartile, and then we do have the max. Okay, so this the value we are getting it. What I'm doing it here, just I'm making the transpose. So df dot describe, and then we make it transpose. Okay, so what you get here, this value which were there as a here indexes, it will go as the top as a column, and these all value from the row column it will come as a indices. Okay, so this the one we have done it. Now next, just I am checking what are the column here. So df dot column, so I get these are the column. Okay, so total 7 column as mentioned from the df, we have put it all this column. Okay, it has displayed, df dot column is displaying the value. Now the next what I am going to do, I can see there is a values. Okay, and there is a 7 column. So for all the column I am going to draw a hist plot. Okay, so you can see how what is the syntax of that, and that I'm using the subplot here. So that's the first f axis the syntax, and fixed size I have mentioned 12. Okay, and now we do have this hist plot I'm doing it. Okay, for all the column, so including your target. So target is nothing but your TOC fraction I have taken. So that coding, and I wanted to check the your KD, kernel density distribution. Okay, so KD I made it true. So if you make it false, you see, just I will do it, make it false. Okay, so that's the first one, your thickness fit. So just you see now here that the KD distribution it has gone, so make it true. Okay. Now other thing, let's understand. I have put it ax is equal to axis 0 0. Okay, so total in here subplot how many I made it, 4 and 2. Okay, so 2 column will be there and 4 row. So 0 1 2 3. Okay, it start from 1. Okay, so 1 2 3 4. Okay, so 4 we do have here, we mentioned 4, but it will start from 0 only. So this is the 0th row, 0th column. So 0 0. So 0 0 it is displaying the thickness fit. Okay, so if we will go to 0 1, it will come to 0th row and first column. So it is given bulk density, so it is putting. So here you require to change each one, and I just given the different color for each of column. Okay, corresponding one. So how we have started 0 0, and how far it will go, 3. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, so lastly I have not 8 record, we do have only 7 record. So last TOC I put it. Okay, so this the distribution, we can see it. Okay, now this when we do talk about the feature scaling and then missing value handling and the other concept, these plot will give us the idea about your how the data is distributed, is normal distributed, it is a negative skewed, is it a positive skewed. So just we are checking this here. Okay, now the another here I am using the box plot. Okay, so box plot again I wanted to make it the plot of box plot for all the column. Okay, so similarly the same thing, subplot I am using, and 4 2. Okay, and it is start axis 0. Here you can see 0 0, and then second one 0 1, and similarly it goes till 3 0. Okay, so here the box plot, as you see all the plot, observe this one. So you will see after these are the whisker we call it, and this is your mean. Okay, and then you do have the q1 and q3. Okay, so the point here you can see all the point beyond that those are the outlier. Okay, so you can see here you will have some understanding once you go through each of the plot. Okay, so box plot we are using, it will give us the idea of the outlier. Now I am making the scatter plot. So checking the relationship. Okay, there is a scatter plot can be used for the univariate or it can be used for the multivariate. So univariate means what? When we do go for the EDA, exploratory data analysis, we do have the two things. One is the univariate analysis and the second one is the multivariate analysis. So when we go for the univariate analysis, the one column, all the plotting we do, and we see how the data is what is the nature of the data, how it is distributed and all. So scattered plot can be used for the univariate, and when we do mention it is a multivariate analysis. So in the multivariate analysis we see the relation with the two column. Okay, so how these two column are related. So scatter plot can be used. Okay, so here I am using scatter plot for all the column with respect to your target column. So you can see thickness fit, and then X I am mentioning that one, and Y I am mentioning the TOC fraction. Okay, so this the all, again it is done for all the column, and we are able to get the scatter plot. Okay, so you can see, and seeing the scatter plot, again scatter plot help us to give the idea for outlay. That's one thing. So when you do single plot for your thickness column, okay, so you may get, okay, is it a like the box plot is giving you which are the data point are, it can be considered as an outlier. Okay, so once you have the outlier under the feature scaling, what we can handle the outlier data. Okay, so this the thing. Okay, so here we are doing the scatter plot for multivariate because we are taking the another column, that is your target column. Okay, so we can see this how it is related and what is the correlation with this each column with the target column. Okay, so now here I am doing the heat map, which we have been not talked. Okay, so but in the last class I have shown you in the confusion matrix there was a heat map. So what is the concept of a heat map? It is giving all this square value is having some numeric value. So this correlation. Okay, so correlation means what? It is a correlation with the another column. So each column will have some relation with the another column, and that will represent it with the some numeric value. So it will vary -1 to 1. Okay, so if you do df.core, and I am doing for all. Okay, so SNS heat map df.core for all column data frame we are doing it, and then another parameter we have put it here. Okay, so what we can see it here, we can see the heat map. Okay, and then when we apply the algorithm, okay, so sometimes there is a chances of a multicollinearity, means two column is having the same effect. Okay, so from seeing this value, if two column is having very nearby value, what we can do, we can drop one column. Okay, so if you do have the 15 and 20 column, okay, and then 5 column is having the giving the similar effect, so what we can do, we can drop that one. So to handle the multicollinearity, what we are doing, we are getting the help of the heat map, and we are able to see that which two column are giving the similar effect, and that depends on this value. Okay, so this is the value. So thickness relation with the bulk density. Okay, and then bulk density with your, okay, it is a, you can see it is giving the same value. Okay, so like that. Okay, and here also the column which can be dropped if the value is between more than 0.65. Okay, so like that we do have here heat map gives the good idea. Okay, now here what we are doing it, we are importing the library from sklearn dot tree. We are importing decision tree regressor and export text. So let's see this, I have commented it out. So decision tree regressor, what it is, this is a class used to implement decision tree based regression model. Okay, it is suitable for predicting continuous target variables. When initiated and trained on data, it builds a tree structure where each node represents a decision rule based on a feature and leaves represent the predicted value. Okay, so this is the our decision tree regressor. Okay, and the second one from sklearn.tree, what we are importing, we are importing the export underscore text. So what it is, this is a function that generate a text based representation of a trained decision tree. It provides a human readable summary of the decision rules and structure of the tree. Okay, and which can be useful for understanding how the model makes prediction. So this text representation outline the split at each node. Okay, so lastly you can see it here, I have made it the decision tree. Finally we will reach to this tree. Okay, so we were here. Okay, Now from sklearn.model selection we are importing train test split, and sklearn.matrices we are importing mean squared error. So for the regression we do require the mean squared error. Based on that we are making the splitting. Okay. Now what we are doing, we are getting the x and y. To get the x we are dropping the top fraction, that is my target, and y I am taking the column top fraction as that one. Okay. So x, when you see the x, what you can you can see there is a column which is not having the last TOC fraction. So TOC fraction was the target. Okay. So now total how many record we do have? 987 rows and 6 column you have. Okay. So this now TOC fraction, it has been removed. Once you see the y, you can see this is the only continuous value. Now we are here at this line of the code. What we are doing, we are doing the train test split. Okay, so x train, x test, y train, y test, and we are calling train test split, and we are passing x and y, and here the test size we are keeping 70-30. So 70% is for training and 30% is for testing. Then random state, for this reproducibility of this data division, we are making random state value, we are setting to 42. Now here at this line of the code, we are initializing the decision tree regressor with the variable regressor, and then we are passing this max depth, that is the your hyperparameter, and random state 42. So max depth, how much we are giving? 4. Okay. So about the max depth, in the last class we do discuss. So in this particular code we are using this max depth and setting the value to 4. Okay. So once it will initialize, okay, now what we are doing, we are fitting our x train and y train. So we have to fit the training data, not the test data. Okay. So x train regressor dot fit, we are passing x train and y train. Once you run the piece of the code, you get this decision tree regressor, and then it will give you the result. So now next what we are doing, y spread, we are having one variable assigned here. What value we are putting it here? Regressor dot predict, we are passing the x test value, and it will be giving you the predicted value of y. Okay. So that's one thing. Okay. And then one you will have the y actual. Okay. So y actual is the one which is corresponding to your x test, it is already there. So y pred, we have it here. So MSE, we are again having the variable, and it is assigned to mean squared error, which we are getting it from the, already we have done it. From where it is coming? From sklearn.matrices we are getting the mean squared error. Okay. So this mean square error, what we are doing, y test and y pred we are passing. Then mean square error, we already know what it is. It is a difference between the square yi minus yi hat whole square. That's the one. Okay. So you are passing y test. Okay. That is the y test. X test correspondingly you will have the y test, and then there would be corresponding to x test from the model we have predicted y pred. Okay. So this value we are putting to MSC. Okay. And then finally what we are doing, we wanted to print the mean squared error, and we are using the f string output function. So how it is? So Python f string used to display the value of a MSC variable, and it is formatted to 4 decimal places along with the descriptive label. So this the 4 places it is. So this mean square error is giving 0. So it is a something. For that data it is a giving the like no error. Okay. So y test and y predict is equal. Okay. Now moving to this x column. Okay. So till here we have done the, we have calculated the mean square error. Now the next target is to plot your this decision tree. So how we are doing it? Okay. So x column, x is what we have made the two thing. X we have get it from the df, and now I have assigned the x, and these all are my x. So what are the column? This all the column which I am getting it here. Let's see, come here. Okay, x column. So all this value will display it to you. Now what I am doing, x column I am want to typecast as a list. So x dot column, converting it to to list. So x dot column to list, what it will give you? It is giving you as a list. List we already talked. So list is the data type, built-in data type in the Python. So now my column is getting previously it was displayed like that, object. Now data type was object here. Now the data type I am putting it as a list, so converting into the list. So thickness underscore feet, and all this column is a comma separated. Now it is a displaying as a list. So this I am going to require this value x dot column to list I do required further here, okay, where I we will be having the decision tree, okay, visual decision tree, okay. So here I made it pip install TensorFlow, because when I was running this code it was throwing me error, okay. So I had to install this one, pip install TensorFlow, okay. Now next what we are doing, okay, from sklearn.tree what we are doing, importing your decision tree classifier and plot tree, okay. So that's the one thing. From sklearn.tree what we are doing, we are importing your decision tree classifier and plot tree, okay. And to plot the tree what we have to do, okay, plt.figure we have taken fixed size, we have adjust figure size for your better readability. Then we are calling this plot tree, and all this parameter we are passing. So what is this, all regressor is the one which we have initialized, so that we require to pass. Then feature name we are another parameter, and that I am assigning to your x column to list. So that just now we have converted, and that provide the feature name for clarity, okay. And then filled we are making it to true, so it will fill the nodes with a color to indicate class or value, okay. And when rounded is make it to true, it will round node boxes, okay. And font size 10 we have given. Then plt.title and plt.show. So this is the one we are getting it here, decision. Once you run this piece of a code, okay, let me go back, okay, we need to run this, okay, then you will able to see all the column there properly, okay. Currently x1 x2 is coming, okay. Okay, now you can see it is coming properly. That time it was showing x1 x2. So you can see there was a column, okay, thickness feet, bulk density, resistivity ohms, effective porosity, clay volume fraction, okay. So here root node it has taken the clay volume fraction, okay. And then less than equal to 2.75, this is the root node, okay. Then it is checking it's true or false, and accordingly then it is going to the internal node. Then again it is going to the another here it is checking thickness feet less than 140 and thickness feet less than 354. Again it is checking, and each time initially there was a 690 samples were there. Then here that's after true and false it has 382 sample. Now we do have this set 308 sample, okay. Now the next split we do have the 370 which satisfy this one, this condition, it is having the 375, okay. Now here you do have the 6 sample, okay, and like that it is doing the splitting, and finally you do have a, it is not showing, let's reduce the size, font size I can make it 8, and fixed size we can make it 20, let's see, fixed size we can make it 20, okay, run it again. Okay, now it is a bit clear, okay. Now again there is a problem, it is taking x1, okay, okay. So here, okay, correct, okay. So we can see, okay, this the we do have the decision tree regressor, okay. So this is about one example, okay. Then one more example I have put it, okay. So here what we are doing, import pandas as a PD, then we are importing the library, then we are importing from sklearn.tree, importing decision tree regressor and plot tree, then matplotlib.pyplot as a PLT. Then what we are doing, create preparing the data with a multiple input, okay. So we do have a data dictionary x1, and then corresponding list we do have x2, so key value pair, okay. So this is the data we do have. Then we are converting that into the data frame. So df equal to pd dot data frame, then passing the data. Okay, now what we have, we do have the feature x and target y. So what is the x feature? We do have df, and these are the all value. I have the x. Okay. And y we do have df dot y. Okay, so now we do initialize and train the decision tree regressor. How we have done it? Regressor equal to decision tree regressor, random state we have make it 42, random state for reproducibility, then regressor dot fit we are passing x and y. Okay, and now for the plotting the decision tree, again we do have the plt dot figure, fixed size we are assigning 15 to 8, then plot we are calling and assigning all the parameter here. Okay, and then a plt dot title, it will give you the value. Okay, and just so. Okay, so this the another. So this way you will able to uh, do the decision tree regressor coding. Okay, so this is just a small example, just trying to explain you. Okay. Okay, now we go to the classifier problem. Okay, so let me. Okay, now we are in the another problem, that is my classifier problem. Okay, so what I am doing it here. Okay, I am taking another data. Okay, so this data is about your HR data set. Okay, so what we have to do, we require to import the library numpy, panda, matplotlib, seaborn, and currently I am importing. Then I am reading the data from dataset CSV file and putting it into the data frame. Then we do check the DF. So we are able to see total there is a 1000 of rows and 11 column currently we do have. And the last column, that is a quitting, and that is the categorical one, and I am taking this as a target column. Okay. Now when you do the df.describe, you are able to see this describe will give you the statistical idea. So count, mean, standard deviation, okay, as discussed previously. So this we are getting it. Now once we do df.describe.transpose, what it will give you, it will transpose the above one, and now we are able to see the record like that. It is going as a column, and these are all column as a coming as a indices or row name. Okay, so once you see the df dot column, you are able to see all the column. What I am doing, again I am doing the his plot for all the column. Okay, so we are doing it here for all the column, and again here I am specifying 6 2. So total 6 rows I need, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, and then similarly for axis what we have to do, 0 0 0 1. Okay, so this the 0 will have the 0th row and 0th column. Okay, and this 0 1, that means 0th row but first column. So accordingly it will go to the respective places wherever it is assigned. Okay, so you can plot this one. Then we will see the box plot. Again box plot will give us the idea is there any outlier or not. Okay, so the box plot, this will give you the distribution of the data, idea for the distribution of the data, this hist plot, and then this is giving you the idea for the is there any outlier or not. Okay, now next what we are doing, from sklearn.tree we are importing decision tree classifier and plot tree. Okay, and the second what we are doing, from sklearn.model selection we want to import trend test split. Okay, now x I am keeping all the column and dropping the quitting. So quitting is my target column, and here y I am keeping the quitting only column, that is my target. Okay, so x y I have define here. So x, once you run you see all this. So total 1000 rows and you do have the 10 column. Okay, now why, you see this is the yes no, so this is the categorical one, and we do have this is your target. So this, now the next line of a code what we are doing, we have the trend test split. So x y and the test size we are keeping it 0.3. Okay, now again we wanted to see the decision tree classifier visualization. For that again it is not very tough. What we have to do, we have initialized this one. So dt underscore classifier, decision tree classifier, and then here maximum depth we are keeping it 3. Okay, now dt underscore classifier dot fit we are doing and passing x10 and y10 value. To visualize the decision tree, again we are using plt.figure, assigning the value 12.8 for fixed size, and then calling this plot tree and passing all the parameter. DT classifier, then feature name we want X column to list, class name we are giving DT dot classifier dot class to list. It will use the actual class name, okay. And then filled true, rounded true, and font size 10. Then what we want, plt dot title we are giving decision tree classifier visualization, and finally plt dot sort. So once you it will we will start running from top, okay. So okay, so this is the one I was talking about. So decision tree classifier, we can see here it is taken the root node, your percentage of a entrepreneur post on the LinkedIn, okay, and then value less than 0.558, okay, and then it has given the Gini value also, sample total 700, okay, and then it has having the classes your true and false, and like that it has given you the decision tree. So do analyze this decision tree and try to get the idea, okay. Now next we do have one more example. I have put it here, and here again I am just created a data set with a multiple input column. So this feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, then target I am giving the two classes. I have only class A and class B, okay. So that's the one we have here, 3 column, feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, and then target. Then putting that data which is currently in the dictionary format into the data frame. So df is equal to pd dot data frame and then data. Then we do define the feature x and y, okay. So x we are having df and feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, and then we do have the y target, and split the data using the trend test split. And then finally we do initialize and train the decision tree classifier. You can adjust the parameter like max depth, criterion, and all, okay, like as we do discuss in the last class about the decision tree classifier parameter in scikit-learn, okay. So you can do the couple of changes in the parameter, and you can notice the changes in the value, so that you exercise you may proceed with. So dt dot classifier we are doing this fit by passing x train, y train. Then we to visualize the decision tree, again we require to call the plot tree, okay. And what we get it, finally we are able to see the tree, okay. So this is your decision tree classifier visualization, a small code for classifier as well as for regressor, okay. So okay, so what we do discuss today, now we come to the conclusion part, okay. So in the today's discussion I do focus on decision tree classifier example using scikit-learn, and similarly decision tree regressor example using the scikit-learn. Some idea we did get today with respect to this two decision tree classifier and regressor. This is all for today. See you in the next class. Thank you.